Okay. I'll give you that. 'Kay, because pandas do eat bamboo. So, and the only other white pandas are, or the only other white bears are polar bears, and I feel like the panda would get cold in the.
There you go.
So
There you go.
you win this fight. Um. Anyway, so um,
I think it's a cute story. So
I think so too. And the troll looks really cool. And if you see a picture of this bus driver, she's got like one ear pierced all the way up.
oh yeah, she's a rock star.
Yeah,
She's a rock star.
she's got purple
Yeah.
hair. I'm like, man, I wish this was my bus driver. Um, I really want to see, like they show all these pictures, and I watched a video, and and they didn't show any of this, but I really want to see the sombrero wearing cat with the body of a taco shooting rainbow out of its eyes, like
It's
like the doll,
yep.
because I feel like that would be an interesting thing. And can I just bring up the fact that it was crocheted? It's not like she's sewing it. These are crocheted dolls.
Yeah.
That is not easy to do.
I mean the speed thing I get. I've seen some of them do it. It's like once you get it, once you're good at like crocheting or knitting or whatever, like you can go fast. Like I've seen like that's the whole point. Like you got like your at least for knitting. I don't know so much about the difference with like crocheting. Me, it's way different than I know. But like knitting, you can have like your wooden needles or something, and you
They're
know
metal,
no, they have wood ones.
do they?
They have wood
I've only
ones.
ever seen metal.
Metals for when you're fast at it, because then you go like, oh my god, like you should see these people, like they can freaking burn through this yarn in no time.
I know
But
my
my
grandma can do it.
question is, the how much did that cost? I mean, 34 of those. She's using different colors, different patterns and stuff. Some of those are kind of
I
big
was
dolls.
gonna
It's
say,
like that's an expensive little hobby that you have
I was
going.
gonna say the part that would get expensive are all the different colors.
Yep.
Because if you watch, it doesn't really take that much yarn to do,
Yeah.
some of the stuff.
But even
Um,
some of that's like a thick yarn there, like, and depending on what material, like that
now,
stuff gets expensive.
now the difference is little lesson. The difference between crocheting and knitting.
Okay.
Knitting takes the two long needles.
Yeah.
Crocheting is one hook.
Okay. I thought crocheting
Or
was a hook.
no, sorry. It takes.
All right. Now I don't even trust you. I'm googling it now.
No, it's got they've got a long. Well, because I was thinking about it, and there like I remembered like there was a. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it's just a hook.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a hook. There's just a crochet hook. My brother-in-law crochets, and I started to learn, and he moved away before I could finish. Um, so I couldn't even if you asked me to, I couldn't even know how to do it. I might start teaching myself again. It's kind of soothing.
To me, the coolest part about it is if you can learn that stuff, make your own like wool socks for like walking around the house. It's like I have an aunt that made some for me, and I love those things. Like they're so warm, they're so comfy. But the thing is, you kind of need to know how to do it because if you toss those things in the washer and dryer, they're going to get beat up. They're going to get undone. Like so
Yeah.
it's a shame. But then you can make all of them that you want while you're watching TV. Like it's great.
I picked up a hat or I wouldn't call it a habit. I picked up something from a scout camp I went to. It was it was making keychains out of like this almost like rubbery thin material. And I started, and then they started me off with like a little one, just doing it like a little tiny square. And I got about halfway through, and they're like, "Okay, now we're gonna teach you how to turn it." Like, oh, cool. So then I learned how to make it spiral a little bit, and then I went straight, and I went from one that was like really really tiny to like one that was really really wide.
Hmm.
And then I went to the really really wide one, and they showed me again how to go straight, and then they're like, "Okay, now put a turn in it," and they showed me how to make it turn, and because it was pretty much the same concept, but when you have four of them is different than when you have like 10. Because what you do is you start off with like Well, it's not 10. It's three strands. I think it's like three strands across, and then one going one way. So you've got like the sides are one color,
Mm-hmm.
and then like the thin sides, and then the wide sides are like three different colors. Um, I would know how to do it once I get back into it. Um, but so I started doing straight, and then but it's the same. I have this really really thin one. I actually have my on a walking stick that I have at home. My very first one, all the way to the one that I had when I ended that camp.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we're all on a walking stick. I just kept hanging them on my walking stick, and I actually made a handle out of that same material. I didn't make use that pattern. I just wrapped it around the handle. But yeah, no, I know how to do that. I can make those like the military paracord bracelets. I know how to do that. So I duct tape art. I do very good duct tape art. I think you remember that. I made a few of those.
Duct tape wallets.
No, they were the guest check holder things.
Oh. Okay, no. You're right. I remember that. Back at the restaurant.
Yep,
Yeah.
because there was Melanie had one that I made her.
Yep.
She used it for a little while, and then Cassie had one that I made for her. So
I do remember those. Been a minute, but yeah.
that was simple though. Well, literally, what I did is what I did is I took the I'm trying to remember what they started off as. They started off as the books that hold your credit card. When you get that black book with the credit card sticking out and you
Yeah.
put the credit card on the top
Yep.
of it. It started off as that, and I'm pretty sure I just stripped it down. I took all the black pieces off. Or no, I cut it in two pieces. And then I wrapped the two pieces in duct tape a certain way, and it took a long time to do that. And then I made a middle section for it. And then I put pockets in it, and Melanie's actually, she had a picture in hers, and I put a little piece of tape on the top, like it was a thin strand, and I hooked it on one side, hooked it on the other, and put it together in the middle. So it
Mm-hmm.
made a little tab, and then I made a little clear pocket with like a little pink frame around it that she could just slide the picture into. And when she wanted to pull it out, there was a little tab that she could pull on to pull it out.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that, and I did a whole bunch of stuff. But yeah, I've done that. I've done one successful portrait, and then there's a couple that I started and I never finished. But I did one really 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 cool portrait. I'm trying to remember who it was that I did it for. I think it was one of my ex-girlfriends I made a portrait of, and it turned out really cool. But then I tried one of Neil Patrick Harris, and I just couldn't do it. Um, so, well, it's really hard because you pretty much got to take a photo and almost put it like in a black and white,
Yeah.
and then you cut out a certain section and you leave certain sections, so you got to know what to cut out and what to leave. But then I've made like stuff that says Grand Blank, like little banners, and I can make a whole bunch of stuff out of duct tape. I even made my girlfriend hair bows out of duct tape.
Nice.
That was fun. Anyway, so we're a little bit off topic, but yeah, this is really cool, and it was probably really 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 expensive. Um, because like you said, she had to get all the yarn, and I mean even the hair for the troll, like that thing has a full head of hair, and it looks like she unraveled some of the yarn for the hair. Because if you look at the front, it's kind of like the material that makes up the yarn is what the hair is made out of.
Yeah.
But then you get to like the top, and it looks like it's still spun together. So anyway, I thought this was cool. I would ask for one if she was my bus driver. Wouldn't you?
No.
No?
No, I don't need any more. I'm trying to get rid of stuff right now.
I thought you would want something Star Wars or
No. I think it's cute. I think it
didn't
would
want
be
the-
cute, and that's it.
you didn't want the cat wearing a sombrero with the body of a taco
Nope.
shooting rainbows out of its
Nope.
body?
Nope.
I'd
I
want-
hope if I ever have a kid, they get a cool bus forever like this, but that's about the most I can ask for. So
Really?
yeah.
The most you can ask for.
Well, not just in general, not in life. Like I do ask a little bit more out of life, but
You know
for
what I
this,
ask for out of life?
what?
Movie minutes.
Nice segue once again. So
Thank you.
I wasn't sure where you headed with that, but yeah, that worked. That works. Alrighty then. Let's get started. Monday. First story is Versace on the Floor. So it's a single from Bruno Mars's album. I think it's 24K, and the music video was just released for it, and it featured Zendaya. I think her name is pronounced Zendaya.
Mm-hmm.
I've been pronouncing it Zendaya,
It's
and I
Zendaya.
apologize. So Zendaya.
And Zendaya is also going to be in the movie The Greatest Show Ever
Oh yeah,
with Hugh
yep.
Jackman. I'm super pumped for that movie.
I just saw her in Spider-Man: Homecoming.
How
So
was it?
it was really good. I really liked it. So
Okay.
I don't think it's quite old Sam Raimi, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, but it's a close second, I think. So
Well, good. I mean, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man will always be number one.
yeah. But the video, to be completely, it's such a sexy video. Like it's beautifully shot. It's got this purple lighting everywhere. She's wearing this like amazing dress, and it's just it's wonderful. So check it out. Also though,
Also,
a very cool thing was 2 nights ago on August 12th. Mars was actually performing in Auburn Hills for his concert tour,
I know
and
where you're going with this.
yeah, he pledged $1 million towards the Flint water crisis.
I did
So,
see that.
um,
It irritates the crap out of me that people are still throwing money at the Flint water crisis, though.
really? Why is
I'm
that?
just aggravated by the whole thing in general. One, because I live in Flint Township.
Mm-hmm.
Flint Township. And the township is not affected at all by the Flint water crisis.
Yeah.
The township is not dumb enough to go to the Flint water, and they probably change their pipes regularly. And because I say I'm from Flint, they go, "Is your water okay?" I go, "Yeah, I have a well, and I live in Flint Township. It's not Flint.
Yeah.
It's Flint Town." They're actually changing the name because of the Flint water crisis. Flint Township is changing their name because they don't want to be associated with Flint anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually think it's kind of sad when the township of like Flint Township has to change its name to get out from under the shadow that is Flint.
Yeah. Um, I mean, for me, I thought it was awesome that he did donate. So,
I mean, it's cool, but the problem is like we already know that Flint is not good at spending its money. And now because of this, they have people just throwing money at them.
mm-hmm.
How do we know that they're actually going to put it where it's supposed to be? Anyway, the new name for Flint Township is going to be Carmen Hills, by the way.
All right.
So,
I don't know. For me, again, it's sort of like the PETA thing we were talking about earlier. Do your research and help fund the right organizations. The money will go where it needs. I mean, because at the end of the day, whether or not they spend the money properly or improperly, they still need water right now. I mean, these people, they're still letting the water, like, it's not safe to drink or use in any manner. So, and it's going to take a long time still until those pipes are fixed and
right.
replaced. So, for me, that's where I appreciate, because even for myself, like, I'm guilty of it. Like, Flint's like my own backyard. It's like, and I forget all the time that, yeah, there's this water crisis going on. Like, they can't even drink their own water when they get home. So, and it's been that way for years. I mean, wasn't that like 2013 or something? This